That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another week of Cheap Pops. Coming up in this week's Cheap Pops, Vince McMahon beats the Chargers, but not the Chargers. Malachi Black may be on his way to WWE again, and Seth Rollins is cut. Maybe so does Hulk Hogan. And it's your favorite segment, my favorite segment, everybody's favorite segment. It's Cheap Pops.
What does everybody want? What does everybody need?
Oh, another cheap pop.
What does everybody love?
Oh, that cheap pop is there for the taking.
We can start there. So, if you watched this last week of Raw, the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, one of the standouts that happened is Hulk Hogan came out and got booed out of the building. Why he got booed?
You're right.
Yeah, you can take your own guesses, and you're right in whichever one you say. Well, there was some blowback that came out of all this. As you know, he was teased for Saturday night's main event coming up at the end of January before the Royal Rumble. And if you noticed on the ring, there is a big old sponsor of Real American Beer, which is Hulk Hogan's beer.
I wonder if it's any good.
I don't know. I mean, I've been keeping an eye out for it. I haven't found it yet. Not much of a beer guy, but I'll try it. But yeah, this coming from Fightful, by the way. There is a note that WWE, because of the reaction that Hulk Hogan got, the exact wordage is they're reevaluating Hulk Hogan and how they use him. I guess what we're getting here is he's getting recasted because they don't want to show him on TV. I don't know the details to the partnership, but I guess they can't get out of the partnership, so they're going to put someone else in place of Hulk Hogan, maybe.
That's a shame that they're revamping everything after one night.
Well, I don't think it's going to get any better. It might get worse. The fans will take it as, oh, yeah, you're not listening, or we're going to give it to you more.
What if he goes to Oxford, Mississippi?
Yeah, I probably want to stay away from there. You know, he can go to, like, I don't know, somewhere north, probably get a good reaction. I said, he's going to come to Texas. San Antonio is probably not going to get a good reaction, but if he went to, like, Tyler, Texas, that'd be a good place for him. Maybe go to, like, Oklahoma. I'm thinking more Nebraska. He'd probably do good in Nebraska. Minnesota, he'd do good there. But yeah, if they do recast him, I don't know, probably Kurt Angle would be a good replacement.
Replacement for what?
To be the face of the beer.
So they're kicking him off the beer now?
No, WWE's kicking him off of putting him in front of people.
Okay.
But the reason he's in front of people is to show his beer.
Oh, okay. So now he's got to hire Kurt Angle to shill his beer for him because he can't do it himself?
Yeah. Or maybe even get Stone Cold, which would be even more weird because he has his own beer.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
But I'm sure they can figure something out.
Real American.
They want to do that. Or, yeah, they can just...
Get Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, they could do that.
Jim Duggan. Dust their old asses off.
Or
you want to go younger,
Bray
go
Wyatt's
Cody.
dad, Mike Rotunda.
Yeah.
He was in the American Express or whatever.
That wasn't patriotic, though. That was more collegiate athlete related.
Oh.
Get Lance Storm.
I got it. They should bring back the American. Or, damn it, what was the gimmick? The guy in the mask? The Patriot?
He's dead.
Not that Patriot.
Mr. America?
Yeah, that guy. They should bring him back.
Yes. You couldn't boo that. You'd have to cheer just for the balls.
Yeah. Like, I heard you hate that Hulk Hogan guy.
He's a racist. He voted for Trump.
Yeah, it would be great.
Mr. America likes transgender communities. Stuff.
DEI and everything.
Oh, that'd be great.
But yeah, that would be the perfect replacement. Speaking of replacement, Seth Rollins. This is not too much of a big thing, but he was on the Chris Van Vliet podcast, and he did mention that he is no longer going to be in the Captain America movie. So there's that. Just worth noting, I guess.
Huh.
He took time off WWE to, shoot lines or whatever, but apparently it didn't make the cutting room floor. There was a lot of rewrites, and
must have been a very small part.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in the end credit scene or something. I don't know, but not going to be in the movie. But yeah, that's that for Seth Rollins. So if you're looking forward to him in the Captain America movie, he's not going to be in it. So to talk about this next story, we need to go and take a quick trip down memory lane. So if you remember a few years back, Malachi Black was with AEW. Reports started circling that his contract was either expiring or it had expired and he was on his way back to WWE. A few days later, Malachi Black, he goes to social media and says, "That's bullshit. If you don't hear from me, it's not true." This turned into a little thing where like people were trying to blame him. It's like, well, if you tell us these things. So
Isn't this when he was depressed and shit?
no, this was before that one.
Oh, okay. I just remember him in a car doing a promo or something.
Yeah, that was a different one. So yeah,
Okay.
the first one happened. They said he was leaving. He said he wasn't. Fast forward a few months later, there was a report that Malachi Black was leaving AEW and he's on his way back to WWE. A few days later, he takes to social media. This would be the one in the car, and says, "That's bullshit. If you haven't heard it from me, it's not true." And again, the dirt sheets and everything is like, "Oh, why are you being so secretive? You should tell us these things and we wouldn't draw to the conclusion." Well, we fast forward to this weekend. So remember, dirt sheet says it's happening. He says it's not. Dirt sheet says it's happening. He says it's not. Fast forward to this weekend. Dirt sheet says it's happening. Malachi Black is finishing up with AEW. He is on his way back to WWE. Some people are saying as soon as the Royal Rumble. And that's where the story is right now. So, rumor has it is that Malachi Black is coming back to WWE. He's coming back to Triple H, where he was clearly best booked. Like I said, some people are saying as soon as the Royal Rumble.
Good for him, I guess. I hear how good he is, but he doesn't seem to translate well with me. He had a good entrance in NXT.
I would say, yeah, you'd have to go back to NXT. And that was my favorite version of him. But he does kind of remind me of like the villain from Far Cry. I think the fifth one was like
Far Cry
Patriot
5.
one, which I didn't finish playing. I just remember I got to finish playing it. I don't know. I just thought we should mention it here just in case it does happen. It is around the rumor mill, so it is worth noting. But
is it supposed to finally happen for him now? If he switches back to WWE, is the third time supposed to be the charm? Because he really didn't do anything in his first run in WWE and AEW. I know they're not using him.
Yeah, he made a splash initially when he debuted, or at least for me.
Which they all
took
do.
Out Cody. Yeah. Outside from that, he's been sparingly used on TV. As well documented, he went maybe even a year without having a singles match.
Why do you think that AEW signs people and not uses them?
Well, he uses them for a month, but then, the next signing's down around the corner, so...
He signs them to multi-year contracts to just use them for a month?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, that's what happens. I don't know if
doesn't
it's
make
his
any sense to
intention,
me.
but he keeps signing more and more people, which makes it that way.
I just don't understand why you would have people on your payroll that you're just going to let sit and do nothing.
I don't know. I guess it's just a billionaire thing. You wouldn't understand. You're not a billionaire.
You have an office side. There's enough people doing nothing there. Can't have your talent not do anything too.
Yeah, do something with them.
And it sounds like they want to wrestle. I'm sure they're happy to take a paycheck and, just kind of let it ride. But at the end of the day, they're still artists.
Yeah. I mean, if you put yourself in this position, sitting at home sounds good, getting paid to do nothing, but you're also getting paid to do nothing. You're not building your brand.
Right.
It's like putting it in the athlete's perspective. You pay them to do nothing, and then when you need them, they're diminished. And we'll see if he actually shows up in WWE. For me, it's like I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And then there's the booking side. Is Triple H going to book him like he did in NXT? Or
is he going to book him like he books now?
Yeah. We'll have to see on that. Because in NXT, he was one of the more protected. But yeah, we shall see. But on our last note here, Vincent Kennedy McMahon has beat the charges. But it is not the charges you may be thinking. So on Friday, Vince McMahon took to Twitter and he had this. There's actually a picture of a statement. So he didn't even tweet. He just throws out this picture of a statement. Basically, he said,
ends nearly 3 years of investigation by different governmental agencies. There has been a great deal of speculation about what exactly the government was investigating and what the outcome would be. As today's resolution shows, Much of that speculation is misguided and misleading. In the end, there was never anything more to this than minor accounting errors with regard to some personal payments that I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I'm thrilled that I can now put all of this behind me. You're fired.
And yes, so he put that on Twitter. It turns out it's like a 1.3 million he has to pay back, which for him is like nothing. He probably has that sitting under his couch. So everybody said, oh, wow, this guy really got away with it. Now, if you notice under there, a community note, and the community note says basically, this is not the Janelle Grant case. This is the hush money case. So remember, he was sued for the hush money and the Janelle Grant. So they said this is separate than Janelle Grant. This is the hush money. In fact, apparently, her lawyer put out a statement and said, you know what? All this did was prove that what he did was true. So we are definitely suing him.
Okay.
So I guess he's not out of the woods with the Janelle Grant. And good for them, because, we didn't really hear anything about it, or I didn't. Like, he got fired and then it seemed like everything died down. But apparently they're still pursuing it.
If I'm not mistaken, the Janelle Grant side was kind of put on hold while the government investigated the other side.
This hush money?
Yeah. Because, of course, the government getting their money is more important than some lady getting shit on.
Yeah, so he's still not out of the woods with that one. Seemingly he'll just have to pay her a little bit. Maybe just pay her back what he owed her, because she was seemingly just a prostitute. But there you have it. Vince McMahon has beat some of his charges. He's not going to jail, and yeah, like I said, 1.3 million for him is like nothing. But yeah, we shall see where it goes from there. This is just a side note, but I think we also talked about it, but his production company thing, apparently they're going to retell the story of the Attitude Era again.
Oh, good.
It's where everybody starts, apparently.
Apparently, shit. How many different ways can they tell that fucking story?
Well, I guess the right way.
The Vince way.
Yeah, there's always like nuggets that you can pick from it, or I guess.
I wonder if Vince is going to hire like actors to portray the wrestlers to do the dramatization.
He probably will. I mean, it's a media company, so I'm sure he'll spare no expense.
Yeah, the rumor is he's going to do a wrestling company again.
I think he will. Last I saw, he said he wasn't going to. He's just going to do the media thing, but I think he'll do a wrestling company.
We'll see.
If he doesn't, before. We got to wait until this Janelle Grant thing is over, and then he'll do it. But they seem to be drawing this out, so we'll see. Maybe he doesn't even make it that far.
I kind of want to see him get off just to see the reaction.
The crash out.
I want to see the live stream reactions of that.
Those genuine reactions.